and welcome to Hooked on Rugby. My name is Mal Pope.
And I'm James Hook. Today's guest, I've had to write a few things down here. He's Wales record try scorer and Wales most capped winger. He was the World Player of the Year in 2008. He's got 87 Wales caps, been on multiple Lions tours. He's got an MBE. He's been inducted to the World Rugby Hall of Fame and plenty more. He's none other than Wales rugby legend, Shane Williams. Hey, Shane, thanks for coming on, pal. How's it going there?
Good, bye. Good, pal. How's things?
Not too bad, but not too bad. Just, I suppose we better start about what's going on in Welsh rugby.
Oh my God, great start. Yeah, I think I'm as confused as anyone. You know, it's boys like yourself and the lads that are waiting to see what's going to happen with contracts and where they're going to be playing next year. I feel sorry for. My understanding was on Tuesday that the Ospreys and the Scarlets were going to meet up, and it was going to become this super region. And at least we'd have had a little bit of clarity then, I suppose. But all of a sudden, you know, the Scarlets said that that's off the table, and the Ospreys are saying that it was never on the table. So it's just very confusing, isn't it? And I think, you know, we just need a bit of clarity and a bit of honesty from the regions and the WIO, I suppose, just to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah, I think that's it. And everyone's confused, even like us as players. Obviously, I'm still playing with the Ospreys, and we still don't really know what's going on. So I think, you mentioned it there. I think just that bit of clarity, and obviously a big test match coming up this weekend. So, you know, it's not the ideal preparation, is it?
No, it's not, is it? I think the timing could have been a bit better, couldn't it, to be honest with you? I think it does sound like they have been discussing this for some time, and in typical Welsh fashion, you know, we're going for a grand slam, but you know, there's turmoil and chaos behind the scenes, and you know, it just goes. That's Welsh rugby for you, really. 2005, we win the grand slam, we get rid of our coach. It's.
James, you know, like as the players, you know, there's a lot of young players there. They got families, they got houses, and all that sort of thing. It's really going to affect people, isn't it?
No, it's affected so many boys in the Ospreys. Obviously, speaking from what I've seen sort of this week and the last couple of weeks. So I think for the benefit of, you know, we talk about Welsh rugby and the fans and supporters, but mainly the players as well, which, you know, it's really affecting.
Mm.
Yeah, that's, you know, when people ask me about it, you know, and obviously the supporters are going to be disappointed, and the supporters aren't going to be happy with what region they're going to be supporting next year. But it's more important to me what, you know, the people involved in the club, and whether it be the players, the staff, or the coaches, you know, they don't know what the future holds. We know as rugby players, you know, you could break your leg tomorrow, not you. Personally,
you see the training, James. You see the training.
You know, you could break your leg tomorrow, and that could be the end of you, and you don't know what you're going to do with the following Monday. So for these boys that you know aren't settled, they haven't got employment next year, and they don't know what's happening. It's really tough, and you know, people know you've got to look towards the future, and you've got to look and set goals where you're going to be playing next year, who you want to play for. I want to get in this Welsh team, so I need to start playing some rugby constantly, and it's really tough for these guys, so I feel for them.
Yeah, it is tough. It is tough. So, on that note, do you miss playing?
I wouldn't like to be playing this week, let me tell you. I say now, but if I was in the Welsh team, I'd be all right. But I do miss playing, pal. It's one of those things I don't suppose you ever get over. You know, when I retired, I didn't want to retire. I'd had to, you know, unless I'd be playing with a Zimmer frame. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it doesn't get any easier. And I speak to players like, you know, the ex-players, Gerald Davis and Gareth Edwards and these, and they still miss playing. So I don't think I'll ever get over that, Hooky. So keep those boots on for as long as you can.
I'm trying that. But so you Shane, you've played obviously. I mean, like did Neath, Ospreys, was it Mitsubishi Dynamo Bears, something like that? Dynamo Bears. What are they called?
It is a mouthful, and I will forgive you for this, but they're called the Mitsubishi Heavy Industry Dynamo Boars. Different animal.
Oh, of course, yeah, sorry. It's easy mistake to make in translation. Were there many Welsh people out there, Shane, you know, involved in the game?
No, not really. I heard I was the second player. They never told me who the first one. But funny enough, they didn't want any more Welshmen after I went there. I don't know what I did. But actually, after the last year I played there, Gareth Delver went out there and he played for NEC. And we actually played him in a friendly, and he put 50 points on us. So I think there's only a handful of British players, not let alone Welsh players, that go over there. Apparently it's just really difficult to get the opportunity. But lucky enough for me, I was approached, and I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, because you actually retired, didn't you? And then
I retired about 12 times that season. No one would let me retire in peace. It actually came after I played for the Barbars against Wales at the Millennium Stadium, or Principality Stadium now, and I literally had the phone call that evening. And initially I asked, Gail was next to me, and I said, Gail, do you want to go to Japan? And she told me to bugger off. If Gail was outside the Amman Valley, she gets a nosebleed. That's the kind of girl she is. So, but then I read the contract in the morning, and I noticed how many zeros were actually on the bottom. So I said, love, pack your bags, we're off.
Hey, Shane, talk us through where you started, obviously in the Amman Valley.
Yeah, well, I've always lived here, so my club has always been the Amman United. I started junior school. I was about 8 or 9 years of age, and like any kid, yourself, that's all I wanted to do, and all I wanted to do was play for Wales. And I went after I went to comprehensive. I was disheartened a little bit because I was, believe it or not, hooky boy. I was very small back then as well. So so the teachers would often try and persuade me not to play rugby. I started playing football, doing gymnastics, things like that, and I kind of forgot about rugby for a bit. But as soon as I was old enough and physical enough again, I started playing after school, and started enjoying the crack with the boys and youth rugby and so on and so forth. And we know what it's like then. It just gets a bit crazy when you get to the youth rugby and you start to learn to drink. And
it didn't take you long, did it?
I still haven't learned how to drink, but yeah. I think it's the same for any lad. Rugby's such a big part of it in these small little towns. Amman United, massive historical club that I've had the privilege of following and playing for, and going back and playing for at the end as well, and getting my head kicked in.
Oh, because I've played at Amman a number of times with a band rather than on the pitch. But it's a community club. It's very much a part of the community, and I suppose that's the worry with the regions. What we're going through now. I know we've already talked about that, but it's so much a part of being in that community, isn't it? Being, as you say, it's still your club, whatever other teams you've played for.
Yeah, well, the club is a massive part of the valley. It's a massive part of my history, and it's a big club historically. It's a big club. So I've had the pleasure of starting as a junior, going up to youth level first of all, then senior level, becoming a professional rugby player, and then having the opportunity to go back and play with my mates and my brother and my brother-in-laws and my brother-in-law's brother's brother, and what a valley's like. We're all related somehow, and the bonus was we got to the final of the bowl, and the lads got the opportunity to play at the Principality Stadium. It's it doesn't get any better than that.
Fyddech chi'n tybio fydde yna gyrff blinedig wrth i'r gêm fynd ymlaen, camgymeriad yn dod bant ydi mae Lynn Jones, cyfle fan hyn i Williams am y cornel yn croesi, pwy arall sy'n sgori dros ar y man, y dewin Shane Williams.
Hey, and Shane, obviously we played together so much for the Ospreys and obviously Wales, but would you say 2008 Grand Slam and then World Player of the Year is one of the highlights of your career, if not the highlight? Or?
Oh, no, it is. That's the whole year, to be honest, James. I think, 2007 was a difficult period for Wales. We went to the World Cup, got knocked out by Fiji. Yeah. Even though I scored a hell of a try that day. But
that time Chavez, very strong on the ball, calls the turnover.
Damage is over.
Trouble. Williams takes it away. The electrifying speed of Shane Williams steps inside. 1, 2, 3. Shut the gate. Il Nata Pompa. The swan dive of Shane Williams.
I was just coming back from injury in 07, and I was starting to get fit again. I had a nice little pre-season off where I didn't go on tour, and I got really fit for that World Cup. And then with Warren Gatland coming in and coaching for the Six Nations, he was the kind of coach that suited the way I played, and that was not really knowing what the hell I was doing out there. And he gave me that freedom and that license, and I just went on and had a great Six Nations, and the summer tour went really well, and you know what it's like sometimes. Is you get like purple patches where everything you touch turns to gold, and you know it was never going to get any better than that. I knew 2009 was going to be a difficult year for me with the Lions come in, and I was thinking, you know, I can't physically and mentally see how I'm going to get any better. So 2008 was just hell of a year.
Yeah, and well, speaking of 2007, I remember that actually, because we all expected to get to the quarter-final, didn't we, and beat Fiji. Obviously, we lost that game, but I remember coming home, Gareth Jenkins getting sacked, and waving my parents off because they'd already booked tickets to the quarter-final, so I waved them off, and I was back at home. But you was talking, obviously, 2008, it's a good story about you and your old man, isn't it?
Yeah, well, my old man's a betting man, and apparently he put some bet on me back in the day when I was a kid, really. And probably a bet he'd forgotten about after he did it. But I remember leading into the French game. If I scored in that game, I became the all-time top try scorer for Wales, which was again is crazy. And you know, and I remember driving into the stadium on the day. You know, when you see all the fans and you get all nervous, and the phone went in my pocket, and you know, it was my old man, and I could see he was a bit nervous on the phone. He said, "A big day today. Are you looking forward to the game?" I said, "Yeah. How are you feeling?" I'm good. I'm ready to go. And I said, "Dad, I gotta go. You know, I've got a big game coming up." He said, "All right, okay." And then as I was putting the phone down, he said, "Wait, before you put the phone down, if you score today, I win £50,000. So yeah, that was
No pressure.
pretty nervy, yeah, and no pressure. And thank God we won the Grand Slam, didn't we? I scored with that kick through, and I haven't seen the old man since. So yeah, that was a big day for me.
It was a big day for everyone, wasn't it? But hey, going back a little bit, Shane, back to 2003, would you say that World Cup was probably the start of your, because obviously you had your first cap in 2000, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then you had a couple of years out, and then you went to the World Cup as third choice scrum half, didn't you?
Yeah, well, yeah, 2000. I was given my first opportunity, had the cap and everything. Thought I was the bee's knees, and you know, walking around like I owned the place really, and really enjoyed the experience. But then in 2001, Steve Hansen became the coach and basically dropped me straight away. You know, we had a face-to-face conversation, and it went pretty much in the sense of, Shane, don't take offence, but you're not big enough, strong enough, or physical enough to be in my team. I'm going to drop you. So how do you not take offence to that, really? But
how many times have people told you that in your career then?
Oh God, I wouldn't like to count, honestly. But you know, initially that's what's difficult, and you know, it does hurt, and you take it very personal. But in the end, that's what got me through it. I love proving people wrong, and I love the fact that I could go out there and do the business and shut a few people up. And you know, I was taken to the 2003 World Cup as a third choice scrum half. I started playing some good rugby again, because I had quite a lull in my career where I was just trying to prove people that I was good enough. It didn't work. You know, and 2003, I went in that World Cup just thinking, look, I just need one opportunity. And lucky enough, you know, Wales had already qualified for the quarterfinals. We had New Zealand next up, who had already qualified as well, and were favourites for the World Cup. And, you know, I was given the chance.
Yeah. But you had the opportunity, Shane, and you took it with both hands, didn't you?
Yeah, well, yeah, literally, isn't it? Look, I knew that if I didn't play well in that New Zealand game, you know, Steve Hansen would have thought he was right for not selecting me in the first place, and you know, who knows? I may not have played for Wales ever again. So that game, I just had to go out and throw caution to the wind, and just do whatever I could really to get involved in that game. And I was probably more involved in that game than any other game I've ever played in. And Wales were fantastic that day. You know, scored 40 points against the All Blacks. Nice, open, expansive game. Problem was we forgot we had to defend as well, and they scored 50. But you know, it was a good game to watch.
Yeah, and obviously you spoke about the Ospreys at the start. Around probably the 2006, 2007, right the way through to probably 2011-12 period, we had a real purple patch there, won some league titles, some cups and things like that. Would you say that's the best time in club rugby for you, Shane? Or, 'cause it certainly was for me.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was. Look, I joined Neath back in the day, long time before that, and loved every second of it. But when it became the region, and I could see, the intent of coaches like Lynn Jones and then Sean Hawley and these guys, I realised that we were part of something special down there, and to win I think it was 4 league titles we won, and to play like we did over those years. I know at times we were nicknamed the Galacticos, but I loved it. The players that I was involved with, the players around me, yeah, we were Galacticos, but that was we were a good blooming team as well, and I think we underachieved. I think we should have done a lot more, especially in Europe, and that is one of the regrets I'll have. But we had some fun off the field, we had some fun on the field, we had some fun, and we played some bloody good rugby as well. So I wouldn't change it for the world.
Oh, and some big characters as well. Any of those stand out to you? Or?
Oh my God! Well, look, we were called Fab Four for a reason, weren't we? Because there was one of us in trouble every weekend, and no more so than the likes of Mike Phillips. He's still one of the most unique characters I've met in the game. When you're someone who eludes himself as the George Best of rugby, it sums him up really, doesn't it? He is a Marmite. You either love him or hate him. But lucky enough for us lot, we seem to love him. But no, we had some characters, Jerry Collins, the likes of Justin Marshall as well. We just had hell of a laugh, didn't we? And I think that's what sometimes you overlook that in rugby. Sometimes you can take it a little bit too serious. You got to have fun. You got to play with a smile on your face, and you got to enjoy the people around you as well.
Yeah. I remember actually Justin Marshall when one of the first times I'd roomed with him we were playing a game in London, I think, and obviously I was probably 22, 23, still quite young, and he'd obviously just finished international rugby playing for the All Blacks. I'd watched him, and obviously because I was a 10, he was a 9, I roomed him for the first time, so I was a little bit nervous, hoping to get through the night, just, everything all right, like, and I remember coming to breakfast and the boys were having a little giggle, like, wondering, what have I done here now, and Marshy said that I'd done a bit of sleep talking. I never really do any sleep talking, but apparently I'd woke up in the middle of the night, he was still awake, reading a book or something, and I shouted, Marshy, have we let the dogs out? And he was scared stiff, and he was like, yeah, the dogs are out, pal. But I haven't even got any dogs, so where that came from, I don't know. But
we were talking to Greg Laidlaw a little bit earlier in the week, and again, he's not the biggest man. He actually asked his teacher, could he be taller? Is there any way he could be taller? But he worked on his physique. How do you cope? You see these big lads. John Alun came along, and suddenly it was like a different beast, wasn't it? It was like a new species. We spoke to George North earlier in the series as well. He's a big man. You weren't a big man, but did you do a lot of work in the gym? To be able to compete? How do you mentally prepare yourself for those big hits? Run around?
Yeah, as I say, yeah. But when you got the ball, don't get tackled.
Yeah.
And when they've got the ball, hopefully there's an open side flank in here. No, look, it's just something I had to adapt to my game. I knew that if I was a kind of player that would shirk tackles or avoid contact or anything like that. I wouldn't be a professional rugby player. Like I said,
you'd have been a soccer player.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And earning a lot more money, but there you go. But no, look, it's since I was a young age, I knew that I was always up against it. Physically, the players were always bigger than me, and I kind of adapted. And I've always been the kind of person who'll have a go, like a Jack Russell. Really, he'll have a go, and he won't win any fights, but he'll have a go. Like. And it was the same in my professional career. I wanted to be an international player. I wanted to play for Wales. I wanted to play for the Lions, and I wanted to continue starting for the Ospreys. And to do that, I couldn't shirk any tackles. I had to make an effort. And in the Welsh team, I used to work very closely with Sean Edwards. And adapting the way I tackled, closing down defenders before they had a run up on me, and. In the end, I became, a pretty decent tackler because, I had to go low, and I had to make sure I brought the big boys down. And if you didn't, you were going to get found out very soon.
What would you say your favourite coach is, Shane?
Me personally was Lynn Jones. In the sense that, when I joined Neath, I was green. I was green as, I was nowhere near being a professional rugby player. I had lots of things to work on. And Lynn Jones used to take me to the side and work with me one-on-one after training sessions. And, Lynn Jones is a very clever man. I think he's very underestimated. Yeah, a lot of rugby knowledge, very underestimated. And a lot of the things that Lynn brought to the game, even in 98, 99, when I started with Neath, are starting to come into the game now. So he was ahead of his time, really. And, he had a lot of patience with me. So that for me, it was very personal. So I enjoyed working with Lynn.
Oh, he's a character, isn't he?
And he's nuts, yeah.
So, Shane, Wales-Scotland this weekend. Apart from all the shenanigans going on off the pitch, what are the chances this weekend?
Oh, look, we've got a huge chance, haven't we? I think, we haven't played our best rugby yet. In fact, against England, we were pretty average for about 50 minutes. But we still beat one of the favourites for the World Cup. It's as simple as that. So I think there's a lot more to come from this Welsh team. I think we've got a bit of consistency now and a bit of momentum. There's only one change. Your boy Adam Beard's come in as well, and he certainly do the business. It's never easy in Murrayfield, you know that, but I think now we're in a place where we don't really look like a team that's going to give up a victory very easily. They know the Grand Slam's on the cards. And they need a big performance, and I think I do really think they can put this Scotland team away and put a few points on them this weekend, and then worry about Ireland. But yeah, I'm going Wales all the way for this one.
Yeah, exactly. And what have you made of the Welsh back three?
Yeah, look, Liam Williams was outstanding against England, and I wasn't surprised. I can't remember the last game he didn't play particularly well. I think George has been a little bit quiet for me. I think he is. We all know he's world class. He is a big game player. He won the game for us against France, and I'm thankful for that, really. But whenever George North plays, we always expect so much from him. So I think there's a lot more to come from George. But Josh Adams, I thought he was superb against England. Took his try well, deserved that. And he's a player that's got better every time he's played for Wales. So I think there's a lot more to come from this back three, but it's quite exciting. And look, we've got players like Lee Halfpenny to come back as well, like Stefan Evans and Holmes and these guys that.
Yeah, that's just there's so many forwards as well missing.
Oh, exactly, and we're in such. We're lucky at the moment. We've got such strength in depth. Probably something we didn't have, Hookie, when when we were playing. We had a good 15, we had a good 23. But then, if a significant number of those players got injured, we didn't have fallback, did we? Probably not, like we're seeing at the moment.
I'll ask you the question. I've asked a few of the boys who've been on before you. If there's one player in the Welsh team that Wales can't do without, who do you think it is?
Oh, it's Alun Wyn.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that.
Everybody said that.
Everyone said that.
Look, it's no secret. He's a pain in the arse in training. He's a pain in the arse in the game. That's for your own team. His own team is, let alone Sinclair. Let me tell you, he's just a machine. I remember in fitness sessions, he was never the fittest in training, was he? He was never. He was the one that would just keep going until he literally collapsed on the floor, and that's how he plays his games. He's running about in the 75th minute like a headless chicken, chasing kicks and everything. He's in Sinclair's face. He's pulling Owen Farrell into rucks and rubbing his hair and calling him God knows what underneath the rucks and balls. And they're little things that people probably don't think mean much, but it makes hell of a difference when you're frustrating players like that. And he just gives it his all. And I think he's even better now than he was 4 or 5 years ago. He's getting, even though he's losing his hair, he's not losing his abilities.
Don't mention that, man.
Oh yeah, he'd be upset at me now.
Yeah, it is crazy how much one man can have such an influence, isn't it?
Oh, he's immense. He is, and it's that's what I like about him is the fact Corey Hill and players like Adam Beard and Jake Ball, they learn so much from him because they're thinking, look, if he's giving this effort for 80 minutes. And I don't, I'm going to get found out. So I think that's why Adam Beard's been playing so well. He's had to really work hard just to keep up with Alun Wyn at times. But yeah, look, he's just superb, and he's one of the best players I've played with, and he's even better now.
With Scotland, Finn Russell's back, Hamish Watson's back. Do you think that's going to cause Wales many problems, or do you still think they're too strong?
I'm a big fan of Watson. I think he's going to be a real pain in the backside for Wales, and breakdown again has been an area that Wales are going to have to tighten, but they've been found out there before, so hopefully they've worked on that in the last few weeks. Finn Russell, I think you just got to pressure him. I think you just got to put him under pressure. He is, he can be hot and cold. He is a fantastic player. He throws caution to the wind. He gets that Scotland team on the front foot and can play some lovely rugby. But Wales's defence has just been superb so far, and they really need to pressure him. Because Scotland are capable of doing some real off-the-ball things and causing problems for Wales. So they are going to make a difference, of course they are, but I just think Wales will still be too strong.
What are you up to at the moment, Shane? What's keeping you busy? What's keeping you out of mischief?
Well, yes, apart from business and doing stuff locally with Star Multi-Fuels and a property portfolio and business I have. Six Nations always busy. I'm working with ITV for the games, doing a bit of punditry and commentary, which I'm, learning my trade there. I'm also training for the Ironman Wales as well, which is coming up in September.
I was telling Mal about that, because not just you, it's a family affair, isn't it? But you've lost the plot, have you?
I think I've lost the plot, mate. It's called a midlife crisis. You'll get it soon, mate. Trust me. You got the greys coming through.
I know, thick and fast.
I thought it was highlights. He told me it was highlights. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's got the Campbell-Abero thing going on. Look, it's just keeping busy, to be honest with you. I'm very lucky and privileged that I've had rugby for a long time. I take it a little bit easier these days, and as you can see, I spend a bit more time at home and enjoying life, and do a bit of charity work at the same time. So it doesn't get any better. And
then just looking ahead to the World Cup to Japan. Obviously, you spent time out there. What sort of welcome will the Welsh fans get, and will the whole country get involved in this competition? Do you think?
The whole country will jump on this like it's a festival. Not only the rugby side, not only rugby fans, but the Japanese love a celebration. Half the time they don't even know what they're celebrating. That's the Japanese. So I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a real experience for anyone that's going to World Cup, because it's different. It's in a different country. It's not a rugby country, and there's just so much to do. I'll be out there. I'll be working with ITV, and I'm looking forward to it. And the Japanese think they're going to win the World Cup, which is great and sums them up, to be honest with you. But look, it's just a fantastic place. That there's always something happening there. They're the friendliest people on earth, and the people who go there are just going to feel safe and enjoy the whole experience.
Right, Shane, so we've had some questions through from Twitter. Will you be able to answer a few of those for us?
Yeah, someone there. We've got light back as well.
Hey! There's light to the Amman Valley.
Just in time. Yes, I'll do that, Hooky boy, no problem.
There we are. So we got one from Josh here. He said, "What's the one game since your retirement you wish you'd played in?"
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh God, I think that last week's would have been nice, but I remember, when England come down for the Grand Slam in 2013, and Wales sent them packing with their tail between their legs. I remember watching that game and feeling at the time, that's one game I would love to still be involved in now. Put 30 points on England, stop them winning the Grand Slam. And the rugby Wales played on that day would have suited me down to the ground. And I sometimes, edit that video and I take Cuthbert's face off and I put mine on there.
Oh, brilliant. So there's another one here. Paul Williams from Rugby World said, "Do you think left wings have an advantage because most players are passing off their better hands?"
Oh no! Look, if to be a good professional rugby player now, you've got to be able to pass off both hands. It's as simple as that, really. Not that I could. I didn't pass the ball, so it didn't matter really. But no, look, it's as a left winger. If you spend all your time on the left wing, you're not going to score many tries anyway, because the ball doesn't come out to you that often. So for me personally, I used to, how I used to play hooky. I used to pop up at 9, used to play on the right hand side, left hand side. I'd be in your pocket half the time waiting for you to give me the ball. But I don't think it's a disadvantage. Good wingers these days go looking for the ball anyway, either side. So
yeah, very rarely now you see wingers just standing on the wing. They're always looking for it around the fringes, isn't they?
No, those days are gone really, and I think the defenses are so organised this day and age that you're not going to see a winger score in the corner with all hands anymore. It's not the 70s, with a swivel of the hips and get it out to JJ in the corner and he'll score. Not disrespecting JJ, he used to score some great tries and work hard for the ball. But
yeah, the game's changed, isn't it?
Yeah, the game has changed, and I think if you don't go looking for work, you're not going to get involved in the game, really.
Yeah, there we are, Paul. Right, the next one. This is from Bruce. Do you think if you were just starting your playing career now, you'd get overlooked because of your size and weight?
Well, I don't know, but my weight wouldn't be a problem, no. I don't know. I don't think so. I think we are slowly seeing, the players of my physique, creeping back into the game. The likes of Hogg isn't much bigger than myself. Lee Halfpenny. You look at Chesi Kobe for South Africa, who's probably just a little bit bigger than I am. But a player like him now, and you see in the players from the Cheetahs and the Kings, smaller players as well, that just got good feet and take defenders on. And I think, I think if anything, I would love to be playing. I would love to be back in my 20s now, playing this time all over again because of the tackle law. I'm only 5'6", 5'7" in the program, but players like, you imagine a Luke Charteris or someone like that now trying to tackle me around the waist. It just, I'd have had a field day. I really would have. Yeah. So. We will see players of smaller stature get involved in the games a little bit more, and we need to because
it's. I think you've got to have in the game, haven't you?
Yeah, you have, and they changed the game. Stefan Evans for the Scarlets, very similar. Strong, low centre of gravity when he runs, is very difficult to put him down, and because of the tackle laws as well. You try and tackle, you leave a trailing arm out, and you're in the bin for 10 minutes. So I'd love to be playing now. I've got to be honest.
There we are. And one for actually from Sam Cross, who plays with us in the Ospreys. Do you fancy coming to the Gold Cup with us a week Friday on a team social?
Oh, well, you don't have to ask me twice hooky things like that. You should.
That's why I put the question in, because I knew we'd come.
Yeah. I'm on my way. Let me ask the wife first.
Right. There's one from Howell. Your favourite non-home ground to play at?
Oh, God. Wow. I tell you what, I used to really enjoy playing at Stradey Park. It was a strange one really, because whenever we used to go out to Stradey Park, the Llanelli fans, used to forget that they were Welsh. They were Llanelli supporters on the day, and I used to get absolutely abused. And you probably remember yourself, Hooky. It was really tough going down there, bless them. But to go there and win, it was almost like winning a Grand Slam, to be fair, because, it's not very often you hear a Llanelli supporter, very quiet. So that was my favourite place. And I was a Llanelli fan growing up, so I'm not dissing the Scarlets or Llanelli now before anyone starts. But
it bodes well for joining the Ospreys and the Scarlets together, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's a good last question to finish from Sean Ed. If Wales could steal one player from any other Six Nations team, who would it be and why?
Oh my God. That's a real difficult one, actually. I think, at the moment, oh my God, what a tough question. I'm enjoying Stockdale and Ireland. He's playing well, but then who the hell do you kick out? That's the problem. You've got such strength in the three. I tell you what as well, Tuilagi, good play in the centre, getting back to full fitness. I'd love to have someone like a Tuilagi in the team, or any of the Vunipolas, to be completely honest. But I suppose it'd be someone like Tuilagi. I think we've got some great centres in Wales at the moment, but Tuilagi brings a little bit of a different dimension. He's direct. He's got good feet. He showed Pax. Pax showed him the outside, and he showed him. He's got a bit of gas as well, hasn't he? Yeah, so I've always admired the Tuilagis, all 58 of them, and and certainly had my run-ins with him over the years, but not so much Manu. But I think he's a great player that people don't realise how important he is to that English team, and now he's coming back, and when he's fully fit, he's world class. Yeah. There
we are. Hey Shane, appreciate you coming on Hooked on Rugby, mate, and all the best. I'll catch up with you soon anyway.
Pleasure, pal. See you next week, is it?
Top man.
So join us next week for Hooked on Rugby.